This is Mrs. Reister, and I will be walking you through how to write mixed numbers as decimals. So let's get started with the steps first. So as we know, mixed numbers both have an integer part and a fractional part. So we have an integer and a fraction, which make up that mixed number. The integer part stays the same no matter which form the number is in. So whether it's in fractional form or decimal form, the integer itself never changes. We simply divide the fractional part, as you've already been doing in the above practices, and then be sure to include that integer part in your final answer, which is going to be to the left of your decimal point. So let's get started with example 2. So in example 2, the first mixed number we have is 3 4/5. And as we know, the integer part stays the same, so we really only need to turn 4/5 into a decimal. So I'm going to put my top dog in the house, my numerator. I'm going to add a few zeros, and then my 5 goes outside, so I've got 4 divided by 5. So I'm going to move my decimal point up, and then 5 goes into 4 0 times, 5 goes into 40 8 times, and it goes in evenly. Therefore, this particular decimal is a terminating decimal. So to write 3 4/5 as a decimal, we've got 3 to the left of the decimal point and our decimal point, and then we have our 8 as 4 divided by 8 is 0.8. So our answer here is 3 8/10, and it is terminating as it ends. B, we have -7 2/3. So I'm going to do the same where my integer part does not change. So I'm just going to take 2 divided by 3, add my decimal point and a couple zeros. 3 goes into 20 6 times, which is 18. I subtract 2, bring down my 0. 3 goes into 20 6 times, 18. Hopefully by now you are noticing that we have a pattern, and that is that we have the 6 being repeated up at the top. So I'm not going to continue any farther because I have enough information to determine that this is a repeating decimal. So as the whole number, the integer gets expressed in our decimal, it becomes -7 with our decimal point, and then I'm just going to put 1 6 here, and to note that it's a repeating decimal, I'm going to put that bar above it. So when I look at this, -7.6 repeating, so it's not just 6/10 because the 6 is repeating.